Stuart, thank you very much for joining us, mate. We're going to have a little chat about your journey, your experience, and the results that you've been getting on the coaching program so far. So, listen, mate, just going back to before you started, how were you feeling before you started the program? Before we got talking, and what were the reasons that you wanted to make some changes?
Well, it's probably not the first time in my life where I'd looked in the mirror and sort of in disgust, really, and sort of said to myself, "Look, need to getting to a point where I need to do something about it." Part of it was, obviously looking at the mirror and feeling that for myself, but obviously I've got a young family, and I'd always wanted to be involved in the sports that I played with my kids when they get a bit older. And looking at myself a few, 6-7 months ago, I wasn't in that position to be able to do that in a few years' time. So that was one of the main motivations. But obviously, at the same time, personally looking in the mirror, I wasn't happy with myself. I was conscious of my weight, and that was impacting on my confidence. And tiredness, getting through the day, grumpy, touchy, those sorts of things. So I knew it was time to change. I'd been doing some myself before I reached out to you, so I've made some progress, but I knew that if I wanted to stick in for a long time, I needed some extra guidance. So that's why I got in touch with you, and here we are now, a few months later.
Yes, here we are, a lot further along the road. And when you did reach out to me and we were talking about potentially getting you started, were there any apprehensions about starting the program and committing to something like this at all?
I think the commitment was maybe not an apprehension, but something that you have to sort of accept, is that you have to commit to it. I guess the apprehension may have been that with you having with me having a busy work life, young kid, 2-3 years old, other shit that comes in, other stuff that comes in, into your life, that would you have that time to sort of really dedicate, and would you get left behind, or would you not be able to do it? So there was those concerns at the time. But one thing that I have seen, is that I obviously learned from myself, is that first habit was making that time for yourself, probably one of the most important ones, and taking that on board and listening to the stuff made it really easy.
Yeah, and with that in mind, that was going to be like my next point.
Yeah.
With that being a concern for you, like whether you were going to be able to commit and make that time for the coaching program, how did you find that when you actually got started?
I felt, again, it's a couple of things really. One, I think, is the really good advice that you give yourself in trying and making it very simple, in terms of you're not going to have to dedicate hours and hours every week to training, but doing making some simple changes can make a real big difference. But actually, then when you're in the group with the guys, and you have a chat on a Thursday and a Sunday, you pick up things from those guys, that little tips and little bits and pieces in terms of how they fit things into their week, that sort of you can pick up as well. So yeah, you get great advice off yourself, which is fantastic, makes it dead simple, but the guys as well help along. So it's double whammy, really.
Yeah, I think that makes the program for sure a hell of a lot better, because it's not just me talking at you and coaching you and guiding you, but also we're kind of in this together as a group, and that always makes always gives you that extra bit of kind of support, community feeling, and a little bit more reason to stick with it.
Definitely. When you get there on a Thursday and a Sunday, you don't want to really be sat there every week saying that you've missed 1 or 2 sessions, or you've been out on the beers on the weekend every week. You do get that accountability in the group. And it's not like a massive peer pressure or anything like that, but it does help to keep you on track. So yeah, as I said, the stuff you give us has been, it's simple. You can digest it easily. It's not sort of throwing things at you every day. It's building on small bits and pieces, changing the habits that you've built up over a number of years, crappy habits, and just replacing them with better ones, really. So I've just found it very simple and very enjoyable. the food that I'm eating now, I wish I'd been eating that. I'm not changed much. Just preparation and eating more good stuff, really.
Awesome, glad to hear it, mate. And leading on to the results that you've actually achieved, mate, what are the physical results that you're seeing on the program, and how has that impacted? What's the bigger impacts that these results have had on your life?
Okay, so from where we were, from where I was 6-7 months ago, I'd gone from being pretty active, playing sports most of my life, to having 5 years of doing pretty much nothing, And within 6-7 months, I know you kind of say don't look at the scales too much, but I've lost over 10 kilos in weight, which obviously which has changed, made me feel a lot better. But it's not just the weight loss; it's the body transformation, really. So I've got that weight down to where I want it to be. Now I'm holding that weight, but I'm changing. My body shape's changing. I can see it. When I look in the mirror, I feel a lot stronger, definitely healthier, in a lot of different ways, really. And then you can come on to some of the more sort of vain aspects of it. Looking in the mirror, you feel a lot better. Confidence that in my work life, which it really did affect me with my weight and stuff. I did take that big knock in confidence at work, and I'm starting to get rebound back from that. I've had a really good year at work, and then I'm running again. I'm out hiking quite a lot, and I've got that that bit of energy, that bit of spark back. So it's both mental, psychological, and physical that improvement's been. So it's been great.
Absolutely, mate. Did you say you were getting back into an old sport recently? Was it hockey?
Trying to get back into hockey, yeah. Something that I've retired from twice before, and now sort of trying to dabble in getting back to that. So we've got we'll see how that goes.
Good. Well, you've certainly got the health and the energy and the fitness and the strength to get back there and give it a good shot.
Yeah, definitely.
Good work, mate. For anybody who's watching the video and considering reaching out and sending me a message and potentially getting started in the Rebirth program, but they're on the fence, what advice would you give to them?
If you're on the fence, then my advice would be to get off the fence and reach out, because you can put these things off, and these things can be put off for longer than you want them to, and you can slip further. So if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, definitely reach out to Dean and get his advice, because I'm sure if you do, you'll definitely feel the benefits. So that's my advice.
Awesome, Stuart. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate you. You're a star.
No problem, mate. Okay.